Mr. Paddy Dow. Another one who, for some reason, it seemed to have been overlooked. He's 2020. He was injured all year. He played a couple of games. He came back into the fold. He played 3 games as well. He came back for the Collingwood game, I believe. Just his body wasn't right. His knees were playing up, and we missed a year of Paddy Dow. He does cop criticism. There is this notion of his kicking needs improving. Again, not wanting to look too far behind because it's in the past. We're looking at 2021. Where is he at for you, Joe, and you guys at home? And what are you looking at for 2021?
Yeah, I've been big on Paddy Dow since day one. I haven't jumped off him yet. Not just yet. I think this is his last chance. This is his final year. I think he had excuses last year with injuries, like you said. I think I mentioned it on the podcast actually in the first episode with Paddy Dow. I think it's actually a bit of a plight on the club with how we've developed him. He was drafted pick 3, high expectations coming into a side that really had no hope. In his first year, we won 2 games. He's been thrust into a club in his first season with a losing mentality straight up, and his confidence would be down as a result of that. What I'm really excited to see at the moment is that he's with Sam Walsh every day.
Yeah,
he's basically in his pocket. So whether it's a training or off the field, you see it on Instagram, you see it everywhere with these two. They're side by side. So if Paddy Dow is following Sam Walsh's work ethic, if he's following everything that Sam Walsh does, I think we could potentially see that breakout year that we've been waiting for. Like I said, he had excuses last year. It could have been last year. We don't really know what we got from Paddy Dow in 2020. Mm-hmm. We're in 2021 now. I think this year he could potentially go to that another level if what we're seeing with the Sam Walsh connection is what it seems. That's how I look at it.
I'm not as much in a rush for Paddy Dow. I'm just not. I think what we've you nailed it on the head. You hit the nail on the head just now. We've come from. We draft Paddy Dow, 18 years old, straight in, development, got to get games into these kids. And then over the course of his career and his experience, we've now matured a bit. We've brought some guys in, and now we're in a situation where we don't have to play them straight away. Having said that, he's entering year 4. There comes a time. Yeah, I'm very, very confident by the end of 2021, we're going to be sitting here and we're going to be saying, bit of a relief. Like, oh, okay, Paddy's back. He's on track. I think the confidence thing was one for him. He also, he was moved into that half forward slot. I know that we're trying to build versatility with these players. I just don't know if that's Paddy Dow's go. Maybe it has to be. Maybe that's the way it's got to be for him to develop if he wants to play under Teague, because Teague loves the versatility. But when he plays, for me, if he's in the midfield, I'm looking for something like 15 to 18 touches. I think he's a ball winner.
Yeah.
The explosion out of stoppage is there. We want to move the ball quickly. I think he suits that type of mentality. And ultimately, I think the reason why I'm a little more patient with him is because, Mark Murphy, these types of guys, they're coming towards the end. The next layer will be a Paddy Dow type. So
I think you mentioned the player there, that like Mark Murphy. I think that's Dow's goal, right? Is to push Murph. And I know we're going to talk about Murph in a sec, but I think it's to push Murph out of the side.
Of course, we're going to talk about Murph, mate.
No, you love the guy, but no, honestly, and when I say breakout, I don't mean that he plays 22 games. Okay. I think I'm probably on the same page as you. I think if he plays 10, but in those 10 games, he has a serious influence, and it's all in sort of the back half of the year, and he develops what he needs to do in the first half of the year in the reserves. Great. Like that's what we're looking for from Paddy, that by the end of the year, he solidified his position for 2022.
Yep. I think with Paddy, for me, when I watch him play, he just looks very anxious once he gets the ball to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I the players, when they take that next step, it's when the game slows down a little bit for them. I'm hoping, as you said, working with Walsh, he's got that intensity, but I'm hoping the game slows down a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll just naturally come with experience. 4 preseasons now, 4th year in the league coming up. And so I'm not off him just yet. Not just yet. I'm happy to wait, but let's see what you guys think. Also, share with us now how many games you're setting for Paddy Dow as a target. We've got Bryce Riches here. It says, Paddy Dow is now squeezed out with Fish, Williams, etc. Sadly, he'll have to work hard for his spot, but would love to see him go on the wing more with Walsh and Murph getting older, as he said. Costa Pappas says that Dowie needs to be a bit more consistent. He's got heaps of potential and he should improve, having put on some muscle. That's another point as well, where the focus of the preseason with Jack Russell was a bit more strength throughout the body. So that's something I feel like he's already got. He's got power.
Yeah, always had that at under 18 level too. You saw it through his hips, and you actually saw it a couple of times in 2020 in some of the games that he played. Like he's really strong through the hips. So everything we're hearing out of, or what I've heard out of the training reports, is that like a lot of the players have put on 2-3 kilos in muscle, and it's I know it's a bit of a tangent, but it's good because we've always been undersized because we've been so much younger. If these players are putting on 2-3 kilos of strength, like it's gonna make a massive difference.
Absolutely. Finals football is tough, hard football.
Have to be.
You've got to be powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Pommy says it's make or break. It's that time where we know what he is. Is he the line breaker? Is he the wing player? He says he thinks 2021 is the time. He says that the first 10 games potentially in the VFL, and then he thinks that Dow will feature heavily in the back end. I don't mind that.
I think that's spot on.
Yeah,
that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching him 2018 or 19, was it 2019 in the VFL? He plays in the midfield. He's clearly above the level of VFL. The issue was when he came back to the AFL, he was playing in that forward spot. So where are you wanting him to play? As a midfielder?
He was drafted as a midfielder, right? So he wanted to play through the midfield. If he can break into that midfield and be a consistent player towards the back half of the year, it's going to say a lot about where our side's at, I think. That's the expectation.
Okay. Yeah. You guys at home, what's the game's expectation? We've got James Orico who says 5. Jordan Lansom says around about 6 to 10. Ali Chinar says 12 to 15. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm happy to give Dow some love. I think we've got to get around him.
You do.
The confidence is low.
Absolutely.
And it's not going to get any better if we just keep lashing into him.
No, I don't think he's deserved the criticism that he's got, to be honest. Like we forget that he's only 3 years in the system this year. Like we put so much pressure on these players so early these days. It's ridiculous.
We do. So that's Dowie.